No, he's a businessman.
Yeah. Protesting students called for Bethune-Cookman to resume renegotiations with Ed Reed. Now, this was about a week ago. A lot has happened since then. We talked about this story 2 weeks ago.
Last week.
HBCU's been in the media a lot. Not for a good reason. Every week, something else happened where you go, and I'm not even talking about the Ed Reed, Deion Sanders thing. I'm talking about other stuff getting exposed. They got lawsuits and all type of shit coming.
They ain't got U.S. food bills not be paid out here, do they?
Oh, you turkey leg hut. But let me go ahead and tell you this. So Ed Reed obviously didn't get the job. They denied. They ended the contract negotiations with him. He came. They didn't really say nothing negative about him. It's just that people had already came to the conclusion the reason why they did it is because of the videos he made where they felt like he was bashing or attacking the school. He made videos talking about how he did it for the students. He was just talking about the trash all over the place, how they need to do better. The students went on to protest and started saying you need to resume negotiations because he was right. And the students started protesting saying these are the things we think need to be fixed. They came out with a list of the things they want fixed.
They should have been done that before he even came out and said that.
And that's just what I'm about to get to. So we talked about last week of do you need celebrities in our institutions and in our movements or in our political discussions so that they can so it can grow, or do you do it from the grassroots? But we see when a celebrity does it, it grows instantly. I mean, let's be honest. In our community, we've always had some level of somebody with a name leading us. Martin Luther King, was he not a celebrity?
When he first started out, no, he wasn't no damn.
But he grew into one, right? So at some point, his word became the way we moved that way because we trusted him.
Some of us didn't trust him.
I'm not saying all. The niggas all niggas ain't never gonna trust nobody to the most high come. So it is what it is. But the point of the matter is, because he did it, it led them to say, okay, we get national attention now. Let's start talking about. He wasn't lying about everything. These are the things that's really messed up. They talk about the mold. They said rats and all that stuff, the living conditions and all that. They talked about the same thing at Howard.
They talk about rats there?
Yeah.
Or did you just say that? There you go, lying again. You trying to make them sound like the worst. Damn, you got to throw rats in there.
When I hear mold, I don't make it think it's rats and roaches there too.
I don't know. My mind don't go to no damn roaches. Well, I'm going to say rats.
Lying. Now you lying. There you go.
When you talking about mold. No, I don't take it that far.
Now you lying. All right.
I ain't going to let you do this to my people.
Oh, not to your people. You don't even fuck with HBCU. This is them protesting. Let me just play a little bit of sound. So now, do you think they did this? And I don't mean to be, but did they do this because they actually wanted to or because they just wanted a celebrity coach for their football team?
I think they did it because they want to have attention on their school too.
Like Jackson State have.
Yes. It's sad.
You think they're doing this for attention on their school?
Yeah. Wow.
Not for actual conditions there. That's just a side thing. The actual condition problem, they're not really.
Why didn't y'all talk about the conditions before he brought it up?
When they did. Let me say this.
So they did.
Not as a body like this, but they talked about it on social media.
Why couldn't they get together like this before he said something?
They may have. It's hard to get media attention at HBCU.
It's not about media attention. It's about attention on campus. So you said
the only way you can get change if you get pressure. If we get the school that's saying we're gonna say you're not gonna pay our tuition unless you fix it. Yeah. You think that threat gonna work? I'm paying the tuition. If they already paid it, you want me to not go to school for the rest of the semester? What? I already paid my tuition. You got any rebuttal?
I think they could have protested before he came.
I'm not saying they couldn't, but would it have gotten the same attention?
It would have showed that they had been trying.
Would it have created the same level of pressure? That's a better way to say it.
I can't say.
Okay.
But I should have said, I'm going to say they should have done something.
Oh, we can all say they should have, they could have, would have, but if it's and buts was candy and nuts, we've all had a Merry Christmas.
You just saying shit to say shit.
That's a real quote. That's a real old saying. I don't know if, you know that one, but that's a good one. Right?
I ain't heard of it.
Isn't that a good one?
I don't think I'm going to use it.
Hey, Q's with us. Hey, we ain't done yet. We is not done yet. We not done yet. Hey, go. You fought for us, so we gonna fight for you, my boy. My God. Hold
My
on.
guy.
You wanna do another Hell Wildcat?
I mean,
Hey! Hell Wildcat! Okay then. Hey, we ain't done yet.
over here, my
We
guy.
ain't done yet. We still out here picking up trash. We didn't.
Okay, so now back to today. Well, first I'm going to share this with you guys. Look at these images. This is shared by some of the Bethune-Cookman students.
I think there's some
Ain't that
leaks.
they damn bad?
I think there's some leaks.
So yes, let's acknowledge the fact that they definitely been through 2 hurricanes, and that's going to have an impact, guys.
Yeah, this is in Florida. That's what the president was saying. This is Florida. The weather is very moist. So the way it's going to treat buildings here is not going to be the same as somewhere like.
But they should have some sort of, what is it called?
Proper insulation, all that stuff to deal with, I guess.
They don't have insurance where if
I
a
think they have
hurricane
insurance.
comes through, huh?
I would hope they have.
They should
insurance.
have insurance for that type of stuff.
So
Pocket in the money.
They saying the weather leads to this type of thing. It ain't just them neglecting. It's also the weather causes this type of things.
Okay, the weather causes this, but y'all still got to fix the shit.
Definitely is not taking that away, but
What the?
are the
We just saw that. Now.
students supposed to live in these conditions? Look at this, guys.
This shit going
Just
on
look at
everywhere, it seems.
Is that the 2 hurricanes? Is that supposed to make it acceptable? I mean, at some point, I mean, this isn't habitable. You're gonna have more issues as students get sick.
They paid $30,000 a year in tuition.
Student.
I'm paying $30,000 a year into tuition, and I'm gonna live like this.
Yeah, I ain't living like this.
These conditions, I mean,
So they
as they
nasty
get
as hell.
sick, as they have to be
You
hospitalized.
saying the students nasty?
The students nasty as hell for living in those conditions.
Wow, you blaming the students?
I'm
You
blaming the
That's
students.
victim blaming.
How am I victim blaming? You laying up in a damn moldy
Clearly
bed.
not laying in the damn bed.
So this just happened.
Maybe they left because the storm happened. They left and they came back and this.
So these are pictures after the storm.
maybe a little
So
bit after the storm.
that's kind of unfair to use that after a storm.
I'm saying they may have did that.
Hospitalized, as that you're gonna have more lawsuits and things like that you can't take care of. But the kids, you know, they could lose their lives. And
So let me make sure I say who this is. Here, I don't know if he's the one who did the video. I think it might be him. This is Parody Rattler. I don't know if he's the one who did the video. Make sure I give credit, but you don't think they need to protest that? You don't think?
Yeah, they should protest.
You don't think
that.
Ed Reed helps that become a bigger deal? Huh?
Go ahead and take up for your
How am I taking up for him?
fellow Freemasons.
Fellow.
I know what you're trying to do. You gonna sacrifice me. I know you're gonna do it.
There
Ed
you go.
Reed not getting that job isn't the focus of their protest, but it was the spark. It's what pushed them to finally speak out. Now, a lot of them would not let their faces be shown on camera for fear of backlash by the school, and they explained that is actually what kept them from speaking out in the past.
What started off as
See? They were scared the school gonna have backlash against them.
What the white host say? I mean, what the lady say?
She said a lot of the students said the reason why they started doing this is not entirely because of
Ed Reed.
Ed Reed. That just gave them the push. Reason why they didn't come out because most of them didn't show their face in the interview. They said because they were scared of backlash from the school, which is why they didn't do it sooner.
What the school gonna do?
I don't know the punishment. They can suspend you or something.
What they gonna do?
Well, a girl who
Collect rats around the building and put it in your room? What are they gonna
no, they
do?
can suspend you.
Suspend me for
They suspended a girl for posting nude on campus. That broke the rules of I
Where's
guess
she
the
posting
image of
nude
the
at?
school, hurting the image of the school. So if you come
in
out
her
talking,
dorm room, or was it somewhere else?
it was in the public, on the campus. She was half naked, yeah, in her graduation gown. They're like they're not gonna give her graduation diploma because that was just crazy. Is that fair?
No, you gonna give me my graduation.
my
diploma.
dream school turned into something that is far less than what I thought.
Students at Bethune-Cookman complained of rats in the dorms.
Oh,
You're proven right.
Oh,
You're vindicated. Good for you for not lying this time.
No hot water. Several said they leave the windows open in their rooms year-round because there's no AC. The biggest complaint we heard was about mold. Students sent picture after picture to serve as example.
Ooh, I've been there for a while. I don't even know how you in that room.
Nasty as hell. I told you why.
I was in the room probably 3 days before I started experiencing symptoms.
This student told us the mold in her dorm agitated her asthma so badly she wound up in the hospital.
I'm not laughing at it. I'm just saying, damn. 3 days?
They moved her to another room, or
I don't know. You want to finish watching that and see what just happened?
She came back with a doctor's note saying she couldn't stay in a dorm with mold. The students say they pay $30,000 a year in tuition at this private HBCU.
We're constantly pouring money into this institution and it's not being poured back into us. We're not seeing change and they just keep giving us false promises.
Hall of Famer Ed Reed said he wanted to improve conditions at the school. Shortly after he spoke out about those conditions, the school announced it wouldn't be hiring the football coach after all.
Here's the thing, though. He can't get hired there now. Like, it's way too much.
they're saying they want him.
At this point, I'm talking as a school, do you just kind of look at the students like, look, we can't hire him at this point. Like, it's going on so long. Like, it is what it is at this point. We got to go find somebody else. But then do you find another coach that's willing to go there if they know they got to deal with conditions and you might not hire them if they speak out about it?
Decisions.
So you kind of got to hire him, but you really can't. But you got to if he wants the job still. If he wants the job still.
Maybe he'll come out and say he's no longer interested.
If he did that, that'd be...
Students who were on the campus today, angry, protesting, not just football players, but students talking about mold and other conditions. What do you say to them?
What I say to them is what I've been saying to them because I walk the campus every day when I'm on campus. What I say to them is that we're working on the issues. I just invested $250,000 in one of our buildings for remediation of mildew. You know, when you have a hurricane, when you are at 80 and 90 degree weather in Florida, the Florida conditions are not like the Chicago conditions. They're not like other places. I'm from the East Coast, so I know what those conditions are. That's mildew. That's not necessarily mold.
That was the craziest thing. He tried to say, it's not mildew, it's mold. I mean, it's not mold, it's mildew. Like, that's, you splitting hairs at this point, though. It shouldn't be there.
By the way, some of that you're showing on the screen is a function of things sitting in water for a period of time. So they're not showing you everything. Yes, there are some of those kinds of things, but you might also see that those portions of the building may not even being used. So
is that a good point? Do you think anybody's really living in this building right here?
I don't think nobody living right there. That's for a fact. When water and stuff gets in between the walls and stuff and they have to use those, I think they're humidifiers or whatever, they'll tell you to leave your place until
you got to go.
They got all the water and stuff out.
It's going to be loud. It's going to be hot as hell.
So again, we are working very diligently to clean up a lot of these things. When I would reflect that the first hurricane, Hurricane Ian, we were the first university to evacuate in the state of Florida. Had we not done that.
That's not, we don't care about it. We're talking about the conditions, man. We're not talking about the good you did. We're talking about the bad that's going on. That's the topic right now.
When you going to get this shit fixed? That's all the students asking for.
Ed Reed says that, okay, let me start this.
Shout to y'all.
We've been in contact with other head coaches from HBCU. I turned down the Jackson State job to come here, Roland Martin. Jackson State Brown called me. Deion Sanders called me himself, man. Gave me everything is that Ed is saying is accurate. There have been other offers before Bethune-Cookman in previous years from other Grambling from I'm sorry, bro. From other HBCUs, there's been opportunities for Ed to be a head coach at multiple colleges. This was an opportunity. The location, the campus, everything about Bethune-Cookman was extremely appealing, which led him to ultimately choosing this over.
Well, he went to Miami. And he wanted to
Did
coach.
you see the conditions for the front?
But he wanted to fix it. He said he had billionaire investors ready to go.
If you have billionaire investors ready to go, then why get on social media and?
Well, let's be honest. Deion Sanders did the same thing. He just a little bit more
charismatic,
slick with it. He did the same exact thing. He just, instead of saying this campus dirty as hell, he would get the players to clean it up and be like, yeah, the boys out here cleaning. Anybody else gonna do it? You know, he would just do it slicker. He wouldn't say my office still dirty. Anybody clean my?
I'm gonna say this. No, if you're paying $30,000 in tuition, you should not have to clean the campus grounds. However, you have to care about
where you live.
Because I ain't gonna lie, I sit here and talk shit about these African countries and how dirty shit be, and then y'all go out here and do this to a space that y'all live in.
Exactly.
You have to care about your environment.
Well, that's what happens when you're not used to owning anything. You're not used to taking care of it.
Yeah, and how you raised too.
That's part of it. Your parents didn't own it, so they didn't care about how you treated it. So you get older, you don't care about how you treat something you don't own.
Stop being nasty, y'all.
Over the opportunity at other institutions. I came here, I was impressed. We hadn't seen everything, but just the lay of the land,
Clearly.
the campus, the location and proximity to the beach.
Now, I will say that, what do you think of how he's carrying himself in this interview? Interrupting his representative, looking frustrated. You think that's a good way to look? Or did he look a little bit like he's doing a little too much?
He looked like he's doing a little bit too much.
Like he's so distraught. Like, I really wanted to help them.
Oh, he acting.
I don't know if I can say acting. I won't throw that on. And I think he only did his interview when he HBCU game day accused him of not doing an interview with him, because as far as I know, Roland Martin is the only one who got an interview with the president of BCU. I'm sure he might have went somewhere else.
Were they in that same group?
Roland Martin is almost like the go-to guy as far as interviews for HBCUs, which is so unfortunate. But it is what it is.
Well, because he went to HBCU.
He did. I think he probably all of them went to Howard. I'm sure he went to Howard. All of them went to Howard or whatchamacallit. Let me show this. And this is him when he said, "This is not Ed's best look."
Other HBCUs reached out to y'all.
We've been in contact with other
he interrupted
head
himself.
coaches from HBCU. I turned down the Jackson State job to come here, Roland Martin.
Now, this is why I was asking the question. Now, a lot of people saying he looks a little unprofessional. He looks a little, like, do you really want to hire a person that gets this emotional in an interview because of some level of disappointment?
Are they saying he look unprofessional because he don't look clean cut?
No, it's about how you acting.
Oh.
The beard and nothing, that's not a problem. It's like, if he acts this way after a certain level of, he didn't get a job, and he didn't get a job. He didn't get an opportunity that he decided to choose. And because they turned him down, he felt like he was doing them a favor. What will you do during the season if we don't do something to go your way? What will you say publicly about us? Will you publicly attack us again in Game 7 of the season because you didn't get some?
So there's no trust.
Exactly. So at this point, if I say I don't think they can really hire him. All right, we already talked about that. Now this is SWAC. This is the division that Jackson State and stuff is in. SWAC hit with $250 million lawsuit by Urban Edge Network for alleged unfair business practices. People have been calling for the firing of the president of the SWAC for a little while now. Matter of fact, people were saying how Deion Sanders should not be a coach. He should be the president of the division, because some people say he's not that good of a coach. He got a great staff around him, but he's really good at finding a way to get money into the schools. So imagine if you put him in a position where he would have been a president, he would have been able to get money into the entire HBCU scene. So now this $250 million lawsuit, basically them saying there were deals that they were not allowed to take because he forced them to turn them down. And that it cost certain networks $250 million in revenue. Urban Edge Network, a broadcast entity that has televised HBCU sporting events and programming, has filed a $250 million lawsuit against the SWAC for what it calls unfair business practices regarding interference with media rights. The 30-page lawsuit filed last Friday in the Northern District of Texas Dallas Division Court alleges Weber Marketing and Consulting and SWAC and League Commissioner Charles McClellan engaged in what is described as tortious interference into the conference. Urban Edge Network, which owns the operates HBCU League Pass among the Black college-specific entities, alleges SWAC and its partners participating in what is called a recession of contract, unfair business practice in violation of Texas Business and Commerce Code. The lawsuit claims that Urban Edge Network expected to earn millions in revenue from its corporate sponsors that has shown interest in expanding into HBCU marketplace before Weber Marketing and Consulting allegedly conspired to prevent the network from competing with the SWAC for media revenues. So the people that put your game that televise your games, your sporting events, you trying to cut them out of media revenue, certain business deals they can do. So this is when you start talking about people who dare to fill their own pockets.
Most of them are.
This is why I think only way HBCUs can survive, because a lot of money is getting taken away from them. You got to wipe out all leadership. All of them got to go. Even the good apples, they all got to go. And you got to rehire all of them. From top down, rehire all of them. Look for the people who actually know what the hell they're doing, who have actually done it before. Not just somebody who ran a business once. But now you're getting a $250 million lawsuit. It is what it is. Howard University becomes first HBCU to partner with the Pentagon. Howard University gains a 5-year contract, $90 million on military research. We've seen a lot of these colleges get called CIA plant schools. And the fact that the Pentagon is working with Howard.
Normally it's Berkeley or...
Yeah. Yale, Harvard. Now you can say, oh, they're trying to get them opportunity with the Pentagon.
We don't want no opportunities.
Howard University becomes the first historically black college or university to partner with the Pentagon for military technology research, featuring a 5-year, $90 million contract. The Research Center in the Department of Defense University Research Center, sponsored by the Air Force, will focus on tactical autonomy, according to the president of Howard University, Wayne A.I. Frederick. The vice president of research at Howard University, Bruce Jones, said that the $90 million contract is the largest research contract signed by a HBCU in history. Howard has always made history and has always been dedicated to scientific discovery and innovation, said Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin III in an announcement of the Air Force Research Center in Howard's campus. Howard University produces more African-American undergraduates who later earn science and engineering doctoral degrees than any other university. According to the National Science Foundation, Austin said that the students who graduate from HBCUs are the power that our country needs. What you thinking?
I don't think they should want to have anything to do with the Pentagon. That's it.
They want the $90 million.
Yeah, we know they're gonna take it.
They want the money. They're gonna take it. Now here it said $60 million. I just showed this to say the HBCU Game Day said Howard University awarded $60 million for defense research.
So they took the other 30 in.
So that means they already pocketed 30. They ain't telling you.
No.
No. It's 90. It's 90.
No. It's 60. It's 60.
Yeah, the HBCU said it's 60. The other publication said it's 90.
What we gonna believe?
Now look at this. Marcus Stokes gets offer from HBCU after losing Florida offer. Marcus Stokes is a white dude who was caught on camera saying the N-word, so he lost his scholarship to Florida. And then Albany offered him a scholarship at HBCU.
We're not shocked.
You go, bro, you're so desperate for any level of talent that you'll take a dude who lost a scholarship because he said the N-word on camera. Even if you don't care about that, you know how that look? It looked crazy. So the PWI said, yeah, we good. But you said we need them.
So the PWI cared about their image.
That's the point. They cared about their image. The fact that you're willing to take this dude on means you're desperate. And it means when other kids look around at all the other schools, they look at you and go, they'll take anybody. I don't really want to go there. They take anybody.
Damn.
I mean, I could be a 5-star, but if I got them offering me a scholarship, it's like, y'all offering him one. Y'all giving one to anybody. That tells me what y'all ain't really got no plan going forward. It's a bad look. But then, of course, luckily, apparently the Albany State coach, Quinn Gray, apologizes after Marcus Stokes' offer.
Too late.
New Albany State head coach Quinn Gray is apparently walking back a controversial offer he issued to former Florida commit Marcus Stokes. Gray, who was introduced as a head coach early this week, was apparently reprimanded by the school's president, Marion Ross Frederick, for the offer. The apology issue doesn't mention Marcus Stokes by name. I'm not reading that shit. Marcus Stokes posted a video in November of him rapping the N-word and lyrics to a rap song. Stokes later apologized for the video, hurtful and offensive to many people. Florida, however, still declined his next scholarship offer. Other schools, primarily of the Power 5 variety, halted their recruitment as well. Albany State offered him first, then Alabama A&M followed up with an offer of his own later during the week.
They forgave him. It was an olive branch to heal the community.
You know what's funny? If he's good, he's going to go to a HBCU, play well, and leave your ass in the transfer portal next season. Like, he's not going to stay there. It's crazy, man.